is the Modern Vibes on Vibes Radio.
Tell the truth about you.
Sellouts. But then mono Jenny hook up na mangoma za popcorn and I actually
Wait,
won.
what
You know, it's kind of
No,
crazy.
I'm gonna play you some popcorn,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Sit back, relax,
Jesus.
get your popcorn. We gotta listen to popcorn, bro.
Hey.
Relax.
That's why you wanted me to ask.
Back to back.
Back to back, yeah?
Back to
You
back.
better,
I
man.
got
Put
you,
respect
man.
on Popcorn's name.
Wow.
Unruly.
All right.
Not that Tagalong guy alikuwa anaenda kubashia conscience and vitu
Conan,
kidogo,
my
just-
guy.
Just saying.
Can't believe umeongea juu ya Charlie Black hivyo. Hata kama concert yake haikushika.
Just saying. If you can't
Hata
organize a
kama
concert,
hakukuwa
you
na
have no
msee
business
yote kwa
coming to
hiyo concert.
Kenya.
Si alienda kwa gig ya Conscience. Na si aliperform bado. Unaongelesha
Also,
event
wako na
organizer.
respect hata. I'm just
Kevin,
saying.
Kevin.
Ungepick nilikuwa nakusho Sheila, you know I rate you so much.
Wesi nilikutandika 3-1 jana. Keep quiet. All right, we'll be back tomorrow again with another awesome, really more saucy tense, Mazi. Right now, we are at the half-hour mark, which means we have just another 30 minutes to talk about studio. But I'm excited because before we step out of the studio, we got to have an important conversation on my grind. And in studio, like we told you, we've got amazing guests. Albert Kimani. Salimia watu.
Hello guys.
Uko fiti?
Kabisa.
All right, and
Yep.
of course, Mumbi Ndung'u. Guys, how did you guys meet? tell them where you. Munafanyanga nini?
Okay, so maybe I could start. So my name is Mumbi Ndung'u. I am the Chief of Growth and Operations at an impact organization known as Powerland Project. And what we do, we are building tech capacity for the next generation of African young people. And what we mean by that is, as we know, Kenya is an innovation hub, and Africa, I mean, we've seen with all these big companies coming here, especially in Kenya, the Microsofts, Google is about to set up a hub. And there's a huge demand for software developers. So we are trying to fill the gap because much as people go to school and study, you'd find that most of the skills that they get from the school are not relevant in the current marketplace.
Wait, so as in by the time this
Yeah.
person is graduating, this Nini is already not relevant?
Yeah, because tech is very dynamic. And so you have to keep with that. But you know, the education system is a bit slower. So by the time they adapt to the new systems in the market, guys have already moved. So what we're doing, we're trying to bridge that gap so that you don't feel like you've hired someone who's been in school for 4 years, but you still need to spend another 6 months upskilling them for them to be able to work on what you need to be delivered. So so that's how Powerland Project came about.
Yeah.
And I'm here with my colleague Albert, who will now tell us more about what we're doing exactly with our program.
Albert, the first time I heard about
Yeah.
Powerland, I was like, this is exciting. How did you get involved?
I came from a startup support ecosystem, and startups are these new age businesses or enterprises that are maybe tech backed. And for you to grow a startup or to scale it outside Kenya, because that's the next frontier of any business, it has to have a tech backing or a tech background to it.
Yeah.
And what these startups, the challenge they have is we don't have these software developers or these techies to support you with that scale. So it's with that passion to see startups grow and startups that are supporting young people that I came to see these as a very, very passionate project to be involved in.
Yeah. So now Powerland, which is now the real exciting stuff, right? So what exactly is Powerland trying to achieve? I know you've guziad, but let's talk about, how does my listener, how does the guy who's listening in right now, who's probably woken up to go to his farm or maybe he's going to class, why should they care about Powerland projects?
So what I could say first, I think the one thing the pandemic taught us, is that we have to be innovative, because most of what was ideally manual before had to adapt technology. So you'd find that majority of businesses globally now work using technology.
Yeah.
So we have no option but to adapt. So that's one way. Even if you're in farming, smart agriculture is a big thing. If you want to get, the best produce out of your farm, you have to adapt to technology. So there's literally no way to escape this. That's one. Two, the opportunities that are there are endless. Like I said, we are all adapting to technology. So whether in the farm, whether you're in media, there's so many opportunities for young people to explore this area of technology. And one thing I keep telling young people is that for Africa, the population keeps rising, and it's not getting any. We're not slowing down. We're not slowing down. We're almost at like 80% now continentally. I think 60 to 80%. So you can imagine if all these young people are at home without job opportunities because employment, perhaps we don't have enough jobs already. So it gets to the point where you have to start thinking differently. You have to become more innovative. Whether you want to start your own startup or you can learn a few skills and become a web developer as you wait to get that opportunity that you're waiting for. So for us, how we are looking at it is we are trying to give opportunity to everyone, from the guy who went to campus to the one who just finished high school and wants to do something before they go to campus. So what Powerland is trying to do is to create those opportunities for everyone across the continent. That's why we're doing this project across 10 different countries, because we want everyone to have the same access to this opportunity.
I think one of the most impressive numbers that I saw is how many youth you're trying to reach. How many are you trying to reach?
So we are trying to reach, so our target is to train 1 million software developers by 2025. It's a very ambitious goal, but it's very possible.
Worldwide or Africans only?
No, just in Africa. Our focus is Africa. So how ideally we plan to do that, or how we came about to this statistic, is because we've seen it's very achievable. Because even in the short time frame that Powerland has been in existence, the amount of interest that we've garnered from people across the continent is people are like, we have opportunities. When can we start getting these learners to onboard too? So the opportunities are there. So our goal is 1 million learners by 2025, which is a very ambitious goal. And so I would advise anyone, any young person who can take up this opportunity. And Albert will tell us more about the program and what value it gives us, and how the young person can benefit, because we're not charging for anything and all.
And that's the question, because I know there's someone who's listening and going like, lakini sasa mzazi ashalipa school fees kwa university. Tena nianze kumwambia power learning. How much do people pay?
It's a scholarship. I don't want to call it free, because the image that goes with free things is also compromises the
quality
perspective of value. So it's a scholarship.
Right.
We've gotten partners who've been able to subsidize the price to almost zero. We're also working with telcos. Safaricom will look to talk to also engage Telcom Kenya to make it free in terms of data access, so that once if you're on Safaricom's network or Telcom, you can access the education of the platform for free. So going back to it, this is a fully online course. We have instructors at the back of it in a model where we are calling it a flipped classroom. This is, instead of a teacher coming and teaching you, is for you to read. If you're stuck, you seek the teacher who's behind at the back of the platform. So this is self-directed. Unaweza chapa job mchana, jioni unaingia class yako, ujisomee. In case you're stuck, lunch hour, you can hit up the instructors.
It's flexible.
Flexible.
Is there a specific age group? Ama ni tu ya anybody?
Age group, since Kenya lazima uko 18 kuwaka. So over 18. So we're looking at from 4 leavers, as Mumbi had mentioned, and anyone who's campus guys. Maybe you're doing a course and you really don't feel it. You know how sometimes it goes. You're doing a course, you're in it, you don't feel it anymore, and you're interested in tech. So this becomes one of
that's really. Let me ask you. By the way, I've seen a lot of conversations to do with software development units and courses and all these disruptive technologies. Do these jobs pay well? Me as a kijana, I'm just thinking to myself, that's the first thing I have to ask myself.
Because there was some stats. I remember I saw some stats going around. I don't know how true they were, because I really tried to search. I couldn't see the source of the stats, but they were showing the average, salary of a web developer in Africa compared to other parts of the world, and it seemed a bit, on the low side, considering the opportunities and a lot of young people are getting into this. What are your thoughts on it?
So what's the range?
Again, it depends on what you're doing and your skill levels.
Yeah.
But a simple, like, let's start. Our website is a coding sort of. You need to have a software development background to build a good website. It starts from 15K and above. So, but imagine how many you're building with the startup ecosystem that's coming up.
Exactly.
If you have a business, DJs need websites. Everyone needs personalities need websites. So the demand will be there for any good developer or someone who can build applications on the web or the mobile.
Kazi iko.
Yeah, kazi iko.
So any opportunity.
And maybe when you just to add, maybe when you're now advanced, so because I mean software development is a very wide course all the way to software engineering. So you can start as a web developer and grow all the way to become a blockchain developer. By the time you're becoming a blockchain engineer, you can earn as much as $10,000 in an hour. And that's very possible.
That's huge.
So the gap that's in Africa, the reason why perhaps maybe the cost is a bit lower here is because of the skill. So we don't have the capacity to train some of these engineering elements of software development, and that's what we're trying to change. If you see in our courses, one of the courses we're doing is Introduction to Blockchain. The whole world is speaking about blockchain and crypto and all of these things. We cannot sit and pretend that this is not happening. It's good to be informed, then you make a decision on what to do with that information. So for us, we are giving opportunities for people, to be able to immerse themselves in smart technologies after the 16-week duration that we're going to train them, and then they can make their decision.
Is this open to anybody? Like maybe I'm not in uni, maybe I'm a house help and nimekuwa nikiosha manguo, lakini sasa nimedecide wacha nataka kukuwa na skill. Si kwa labda naweza pata opportunity ya kwenda shule, lakini nataka kufanya hii kitu. Is it open to me?
Yes. It's open as long as you're, like you said, 18 years and above, because our intention also is not just to train you, but to also give you opportunities after the training. So whether it's placements, internships, whether it's opportunity to work with startups and things like that. So we need to work with people who are of legal age to work. So as long as you're 18 and above, even if you're 70 and you want to change your career, this is a place where we will accommodate you. So it's very open to everyone.
Now you guys know software development. Me, I've been doing media. Kevin has been a fish monger until a year and a half ago.
You're crazy. And I loved it. Used to catch the biggest fish.
If we decided to get into, because I truly believe, and I remember when I was talking to you guys, I told you that I'm going to actually try it. I really think maybe I should get into I should, right? But I'll tell you, my first class of computer. When I was in
computer packages.
Hated it. No, in high school.
Oh, in high school,
I was stuck on the 1001.
Oh my God.
And then the teacher, and then the exams, they make it like, I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna take music. I'll just take music. So would you advise me, would I get it?
Okay.
How friendly are the classes?
So this is the flip of the approach you're using to train. This is a skills based. So this is not an exam like you do this and you sit for an exam for this. This you're earning skills to do this. So unafunzo as you're applying what you're doing right there and then live as the class goes on. So the only thing there are assessments, which is self-assessment to see whether you've gotten it. There wouldn't be someone there giving you an A or B or C. There are those projects. After every topic you have an activity to code and do something. This will be thrown to your cohort, your classmates to see how good you've done it. So we have a cohort-based assessment system within. And at the end of the day, you have your profile with you showing the work that you've done. So there wouldn't be anyone coming at the end of the day saying you got an A or B or C and all that.
I like that. So I'm going to try it because staki kwamba venye mimi ndo anzima.
But you know what, Sheila, it just reminded me, Vilumaliza, Albert, your question. I read a stat. Apparently, maybe you guys can help out. They're saying that women find these types of courses, programs a bit intimidating. Is it true? And what are the numbers looking like? Which gender is mostly interested in this type of program? Is it mostly dudes or chicks?
Yeah.
Because Sheila alikuwa ameshaanza kugopa.
that.
No, ni ukweli. This I've seen people like what do they call Dada,
Akira chicks.
Akira chicks that are coming to support ladies because why is it that not a lot of ladies actually to answer his question?
So for one, it's perception. Because like I said, engineering courses and all of that has always looked like it's, perception has been that it's supposed to be a male-dominated career. And that's one of the things we're trying to change. So out of our 1 million, we have 40% of our 1 million are going to be women. So we're very strategic in how we're onboarding our learners across the continent to make sure that we give equal opportunity. But it's very true. So I think also the communication around it is what has also made it seem difficult for young women to pursue this. And for me, I'm really excited because even in our team, we have amazing young software developers who are building the systems that we're using. And so we want them to, stand out and communicate and say, this is very possible for you to do and achieve. And, just seeing some of the women across the globe who have worked in tech and have made great strides as well. It's good motivation for them.
Love
so
it.
I think even for you, don't fear. Please come.
I'm not gonna fear, guys. Watch and unianze ku develop hapa. Soon mutanita engineer. Softy engineer.
Soft life engineer.
Soft life engineer, maze. Guys, thank you so much for coming through. I know that currently recruitment is going on. And if you're at UN, I think on Wednesday, is it?
Yes.
Tutakuwa huko.
Utakuwa na workshop huko.
Yes, so what we're doing, we have started our drive for applications. So we want to get as many young people to apply.
Is a certification?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
There's someone who asked me if it's at a university, are they allowed to come in?
Yes, so it's open to the public. So we'll be at the Chandaria Hall from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's not this boring event. So one thing about Powerland, we are very cool people. You can tell from our hairstyles. I mean, it's a requirement for you to join our company. You need to be hippie and all of that. So we'll be having entertainment. We have DJs. We have a really cool MC who's going to be with us. We have a lot of experiential stuff. Come and experience virtual reality and all of that. Get to engage with different people from across, the country. So we'll be open from 10 to 3 p.m. Just come learn about the program, ask all the questions you can ask, and also we can show you how to apply for the courses. Our first intake will be going on in June, our first learning intake. So you have some time to apply and see where it goes from here. Yeah.
All right, I'm excited about this. I'm going to register. Kevin, unajonga mambo zozote za software development?
Me ni kazi ya shamba mazeshila. You know me.
As in when mshamba.
You know me. I like leave him hands dirty.
I told you fish. Even fishmonger we are in the two. Omera.
Somebody else sweet fish.
You have to guza that fish with technology. Sio tunaenda unaweka net hapo unangoja Jesus akuja kuonyesha pale nini niko. Can use technology.
Movie
can use smart nets.
You guys.
Rebels and reggae heads, start your day the MVP way. Where you are the MVP, no negative vibes.